go. He came over the radio and told Clayton Hughes' spotter, boy, I wish I could get closer to that 11 and help him out a little bit, but I just can't stay connected to his bumper. And he said, I bet the 18's saying the same thing. We can't seem to push each other with the speed to catch that 4.
What was the hand signal out the window?
Gibbs cars trying to help each other out to try to catch Kevin Harvick, trying to sweep the weekend here. Truex high up the track. Got a little bit jittery there. I'm sorry about that. Kyle Busch trying to chase down Martin Truex for third as we're at 9 to go now. A little bit of a replay. Something further back. Whoa! That was, Reddick?
The former dirt racer found the cushion.
Yeah, I think that was Tyler Reddick. He nearly wrecked coming out of turn 2, but he is able to save it and prevent any more major damage.
That really is a good thing for the leader of the race.
As Kyle Busch continues to work on Martin Truex for the third spot.
For Hamlin to be able to do anything once he even gets there.
Right now, Hamlin has no drafting help to try to catch up to Harvick, but he is making some strides by himself. He's back only a half a second.
They'll have a lot to talk about.
NASCAR America post-race show coming up after the race at 7 o'clock. Then immediately after that is Game 5 between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Toronto Maple Leafs to decide who the final team is going into the Stanley Cup playoffs. Hard to believe that the Stanley Cup playoffs are going to be held in August and September instead of May and June. Normally, the time we have our first race at Michigan in June, we're near the end of the Stanley Cup final, or the champion has already been determined. 7 laps to go, and the 11 is closing in on the 4. And remember something. Every time Kevin Harvick seemingly has won a race this season, Denny Hamlin has always won the race either immediately after the race Harvick won or not too long after. All 5 of Harvick's wins have immediately followed either the immediate next race or the race after with a Hamlin win. Does the trend continue today? That we're about to find out in the next 6 laps. And Hamlin is closing rapidly. I think Denny was running down low in turn 1, so Harvick tried to go down there, but now Hamlin goes high, and his car is better there too.
Here he comes, the 11 with a run.
Harvick blocks his advancement, but now Hamlin will try to duck a little bit deeper down low to try to get that open air. And he's catching him. 5 laps to go. We know Hamlin's got the better car. One misjudged move by Kevin Harvick could lose him this race. Even if he blocks him, he may lose it anyway because Hamlin's got the superior car here. Harvick's been dominant all race, and he's been doing well all throughout the race weekend here at Michigan for the doubleheader, but Hamlin might get him here in the last 4 laps. Into one again. Hamlin a little bit deeper down low, trying to find that open air. As Jeff Burton was saying, remember the side draft. All is not lost if Hamlin gets beside him. Harvick has to side draft. Hamlin deeper down low. He really drove that one, and now he had to pay the price for it on corner exit. They're back to where they were before. 3 laps to go.
There was a doubleheader. These two switched the wins. Kevin Harvick won 1, Denny Hamlin won 1. That was at Pocono. Now at
It happened at Darlington as well, remember.
Or will Denny Hamlin steal a win away?
Trying to break the draft is Harvick over Hamlin. The 2 obvious favorites for the championship dueling it out once again. Who's going to come out on top here? Hamlin trying to get the run on the high side there. Coming to 2 laps to go. He's closing on him. Closing fast. Harvick with the block, but here comes Hamlin right down low. He'll try to drive it. Both of them committed. Both of them slowed down pretty hectically. That's not even a word, but still. Thanks to the chopper cam for giving us these great views. As we take a look at Harvick driving in the cockpit. Coming out of turn number 4 and coming for the white flag. This is the last lap presented by Credit One Bank. Can Harvick close it out, or will Hamlin find a way to get past him on the white flag? It's going to have to take a big run out of the 11 to try to catch him. Harvick's got a big lead right now. But this race ain't over just yet. Down the backstretch for the final time. Harvick trying to sweep the weekend. Hamlin trying to make one last ditch up high. It's not going to work. Kevin Harvick is going to sweep the weekend in Michigan. Hamlin got the run, but just ran out of time. Truex 3rd, Kyle Busch 4th, Joey Logano 5th. Almirola, DiBenedetto, Austin Dillon, Chase, and Kurt Busch rounding out your top 10.
Several laps there by both those guys. That's a fun race. That's amazing.
And with that win, perhaps Harvick now has the advantage over Hamlin in terms of the championship battle.
I'm almost there. He was excited. He's like, wow.
Yeah, Hamlin had the run, but he just ran out of time.
Knowing he was coming to the checkered, you know, he just, for some reason, felt more comfortable running the bottom. Was afraid he was going to jump the cushion, so to speak, on the top.
Yeah. Margin of victory there was 0.093 seconds. So less than a tenth of a second.
Less than a tenth of a second, the margin of victory, as Harvick will get his spoiler checked and immediately head for victory lane. That's celebration and finish, presented by Advance Auto Parts.
They like them until you got to race somebody like Harvick on a place where they're so fast.
Yesterday, Kevin Harvick with his win, he tied Lee Petty for 11th in the all-time wins list. Now
career win number 55. He's tied with Rusty Wallace.
A guaranteed Hall of Famer is really putting together an amazing 2020 season. He is the first driver to win.
Next week, we will be heading for the Daytona Road Course. That will be an interesting run, as Harvick gets his Busch Light Apple to celebrate with in victory lane.
Let's look at the exit of turn 2 here. This is where both.
Here's what happened with 2 laps to go.
Way down the game. I was so surprised that Denny didn't have, Denny didn't drive right by him, but that tells me Denny was also out of gas right there too.
Denny's tight right there. See how tight Denny
Yeah,
got?
both guys were tight coming out of turn 2. If Hamlin drove that corner better, he may have been able to get past Harvick there. That may have been the determining factor in that finish.
You saw it. And when Kevin did that, you saw him immediately look into the mirror like, oh, no, I just blew it.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, the 11 stays behind him.
Yeah, that was a while. That's a great race.
Yeah, that had to be a saving grace right there.
And so Kevin is going to head to the flag stand to grab.
Harvick will grab the checkered flag after sweeping the weekend in Michigan. We'll see you guys next week for the Daytona Road Course.